So you started in the NDIS sector as a support worker?
That's correct.
How many?
Yes, yeah. In day program, I absolutely love day program. Yes.
Oh, I'm an all day program girl too. And do you know what people don't talk about? And I hear that at times day programs cops a lot of shit, really. But I found that working in a day program has actually taught me skills how to support somebody and engage somebody and to run an activity in a program to actually get to an end goal and a result. Have you found that as well, or was your experience
Yeah,
different?
so you can actually relate a lot of the NDIS goals that they do have, or like even the ones that aren't written down on paper at a day program. And I just loved the variety. I loved the like being able to adapt to every situation, like the weather threw a spanner in the works every day. So we had to get creative, like, you know, if it was raining or if it's sunny or if it's too hot. Like, I absolutely loved working in day program. It was very fun.
No day is ever the same. Like,
no,
that literally it's never Groundhog Day. I'm a day placement girly. I love it. And I think it's because variety is the key to life, but also I believe it set me up with my values and the skill sets that I've got that I currently use now. I'm not quite sure if you feel the same way, but definitely.
Definitely, it definitely made the foundations that I still uphold to these days.
Yep.
I do refer back to when I was just a little old newbie support worker in the day program days.
I
So
feel like
yes,
it's the best baptism of fire you could possibly get by far, working in a day program, because it is thinking on your feet and it is thinking fast. So besides all this, so you started your career as a day program girly, then you moved and pivoted. Did you just decide one day to be a business owner? Like, how did you get to the place that you got to now? Like, I'm so curious.
Okay, so I was doing day program, and then I was also doing sales at the same time, and I was doing community support as well. So I was doing all three at the same time because I wanted the diversity. I like learning. Like, I'm that type of person. During my HSC, I got bored.
Yep.
And I actually did my certificate 1 and 2 in Auslan.
Yep.
Because I got bored.
Do we have similar lives?
I think so.
I did something very similar because I wanted to learn each area because they're the same but different, because the skill sets that you have in day program is completely different to what you're doing in a SEAL house, a one-to-one in community. So out of the three, which was your favorite?
It's a hard question. Oh my gosh. Nah, I think I like them at home. And supporting them at home where they just feel like everyone else, and I just like enhancing who they are.
Yep.
And yeah, at day program it's good and stuff like that, but I think some of them have a little bit of a rep, you know, some street cred that they like to, you know, but like once they're at home, they're like, I'm in my jammies, I'm not doing well, let's just rot at home. And I'm like, okay.
Between all of this, because it sounds like you exploded quite quickly and you've had a lot going on to get to the point that you are. In between all this, you have 2 kids.
I do. I have twins, and they have intellectual disabilities, plus they're autistic. I started off by doing my nursing degree, and then I got that double diagnosis with both of them, and so I dropped out. I'll pick it up later. It's okay, I'm young. And I just focused on them to get them ready for school. And then once they were ready for school, I started disability. So I'm balancing out my disability at home and within myself and within my professional career as well. But it balances out quite well that I've done it in a healthy way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the way, like having kids with disabilities and then running a disability organization, does it change the support worker that you were from when you first started to now, because you now understand the home life a lot better than most providers could, because it's different?
No, I think in a way it's just made me want to support them the way they want to be supported, because you know, like parenting and supporting someone is very, very different, because I deal with a lot of adults and teens, and especially with the teens, like, yes, they are still children, but I still want to give them that autonomy as an adult would, because they are going to grow up. And I told them The only thing I want from you guys is to leave the rainbow nest. That's all I want from you.
Are you saying that you're a provider that wants to upskill people to leave?
That's it. We want them to leave. We love you,
Yes.
but we want you to leave because that means we've done our job.
Properly and correct. You are 100% spot on.
That's it.
And you don't normally hear that. So kudos to you, because it's normally, yeah.
One baby rainbow bird leave the nest so far.
I remember when the NDIS first started, because that's where it was meant to go. You were meant to support somebody to upskill to be able to leave. Somewhere in between the beginning of the NDIS to now, it felt like the messaging had been moved a little.
It's been a bit skewed. And some providers do write a bit of assessments to keep the money flow going. But yeah, you just got to be ethical about it. Got to be transparent about it. Like, you know, I'll be like, one day I want to see you drop your hours from 7 days a week to 5. That's progress. From 5 hours a day to 2. That's progress.
Because that was the aim.
Yeah.
To progress.
And even the participants that I go, they're like, I will need support for the rest of my life. And I go, yes, but we don't know how much. It could be little. It could just be a little. It could be once a week. So that's what I want for all my little rainbows. That's what I call them. And they call me Mummy Rainbow.
So between all of this, I didn't ask you, what year did you actually start your business in?
22. So I went homeless. And then I didn't know, I was like, why might as well. I'm living with my parents, so I started Rainbow Connections. So Rainbow Connections started because I was working with a in-home and community provider, and I could not stand the person's voice, like the participants' voices being unheard. So many injustices. I just kept on seeing it in provider after provider after provider. And I was like, there's got to be a way of paying the staff and also giving the participants what they want. I feel that I've maybe done it. I don't know. It's really hard to say it from me because I can't really give a
How do you measure that?
Yeah. Objective point of view. I'm only subjective.
I feel like all of us start our businesses in this sector that way, going, you know what, fuck this, I can do it better. Like, excuse my French, but sorry, but you know, I can do it better than what is being delivered at current. And I feel I get that from a lot of founders as well. That you know, I could do this much better than what's been offered.
Yeah, and it was honestly, fuck this shit, I'm out. Peace. But it was actually also, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm going to be an independent support worker. Then I got bullied by one of my old participants. And she's like, no, you need to start a business. And I go, no. And she goes, yes. I'm like, okay, ma'am. And that's how I started.
Like your first participant that said you should open a business. Is that your number one?
Yeah. It was a duo. It was like a family type situation. And they said, you should do it. You can do it, Natalie. I'm like, okay.
You started with one, we all start with one. How did you go from having one NDIS participant to growing to 2 to 3, and before you know it, you've got a staffing pool?
I honestly did it by socializing with people, and I did it by going to events, and everything is word of mouth. You won't find me like on a billboard or anything like that. I am 100% word of mouth or whatever you see online. I cannot be bothered to be advertising.
With your very first staff member you hired, can you remember it? And were you nervous?
Oh, no. We do a kind of a vetted situation here at Rainbow Connections. Hi, Tori. Hey, boss mama. We love mama. All my staff are watching me. So I do remember we do a really weird interview process. So I'm not nervous. I actually have to calm down the staff. I'm like, hey, honey, it's okay. It's just an interview with me. I'm like, let me get through these questions and you realize I'm not as scary as you think.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so if a dinosaur could wear shoes, how would it wear its shoes and why? And what kind of shoes? Can you tell me? And then we'll literally sit there on paint and we'll like draw this dinosaur that's wearing like high heels and a cowboy hat and its name is like Dollysaurus. And I love it.
Yeah.
So I do that in my interviews to show them so they can show me that one, they can think out of the box. Two, they're weird like me. You gotta be weird to be thinking in this industry. You can't think straight. You can't be textbook. Like you read the textbook and then you kind of just throw it in the bin.
You read it, you take your points, but you need to be able to, yeah, you're right, to think outside of the box, to be able to be creative for somebody to have a really successful life pushing forward. Do you match when you're doing your interviews to participants? Because I know that at times you have waiting lists of participants that want to join you.
No, so I don't go, oh my God, you'll be perfect for this person kind of thing. Like, yeah, I kind of just try to get someone who is an all-rounder triple threat kind of thing. So we do the triple threat of, are you queer? Are you neurodivergent? And are you a feminist? Because these are my 3 values. These are mine. And I like my staff to reflect that. I mean, you don't have to be queer. You can be a queer ally.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So I have got a little bit of backlash from that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's not that I'm not going to hire you because you're straight. It's just that I prefer this because it makes it a safe place for my participants and my staff as well. Because it is tough times right now. The environment is difficult for the queer community.
Do you tend to intake participants that are in line with your values, or can it, because I know that in the past when I have had participant intake, I've had a variety is the key of life. Is it variety the key of life for participants, or are they in line with your values?
They find us, and the ones that, because I'm not advertising, they find us is because they want to be with us. They love our values. They love everything we stand for.
Yep.
Even the coordinators, they're like, okay, cool. You go for the greens? Cool, we do too. Like kind of thing. We're like, you're not going to be finding us talking about the liberals and stuff like that.
So I feel like there's big energy. Like I'm dyslexic, so I'm under your umbrella. How do you manage such a vibrant, fun, big energy team? Because I'll be honest, managing another one as Sarah is intense.
Yes, so currently I have about maybe I have 16 Sarahs right now under the beautiful rainbow of. So it's a lot of prompting and reminding them. It's a lot of using calendars. Yay, we love a calendar kink. Getting them into a routine and just making sure that they understand and knowing things, because like we do have people who are autistic and like we do have people with ADHD and they forget and stuff like that. Just show a little bit of compassion, or sometimes it's just like a hey. So we have 2 mums at Rainbow Connections.
Yeah.
We got me and then we have another mum, Ben. So lesbian mums. I think I'm the mum that Ben goes, have you asked your mother about that? That's me. I'm the big scary mum. Like, no, we have McDonald's at home. That's me. Thing. Yeah, it's a lot of prompting. It's not as difficult as it does seem, having a lot of neurodivergence on the same team. Just expect everyone to be late. Tell them a fake time.
Sorry.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Tell them an hour before, then they'll rock up on time. It's adapting and knowing them really well. Like get to know them, your staff.
I always say, when in doubt, hire a neuro. And the reason why is because I've never met anyone that could pick up body language of an NDIS participant the way that they do. I've never met anyone that can see patterns, recognition. Fantastic. Those type of empathy, the empathy that people have, I think it's really underrated at times when it comes to hiring. That's what I feel. I'm not quite sure if you're in the part, but I feel
100% right. You're 100% right.
Empathy. And the ability to read somebody. Because you're all word of mouth, with your networking, is it that you introduce yourself to new support coordinators, or have you just got a really good hand of support coordinators that are willing to work with you guys?
So I like on like those Facebook groups and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, like even if I just post like something from my like socials and on there, I'm like, hey, look, Rema Connections, that's us. And that they see it and they don't react or like to it, but then they go, oh my god, I've seen you before. Cool, my face is famous apparently. But being word of mouth is not just like going and like emailing and stuff like that. My favorite way I've gotten a participant was at the smoking section at a drag burlesque show. That is my favorite way that I have
How do you start the conversation there? She's
a wheelchair user, so we were just chilling out and she's like, I love your fit, and I'm like, I love you, and then we'll just, you know, because it's a burlesque show and it was off the clock. I was had a wine or two and she did too. So we're just talking and she's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I do this. She goes, I've been fighting for my NDIS for years. So I was like, oh my God, that's what I do. And so after a year and a half, she got a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to ask, because I remember in the past we've had conversations about you having a waiting list. Is it like you get to the point where, right, I've got everybody at play, I've got a really healthy roster, I've got people turning out, I've got people doing a really awesome job of what they're doing. Now I've got maybe 2 or 3 on wait lists. How do you move them off the wait list into your roster to get services off you?
So during the whole like closing period, it's pretty much training the new staff. So putting them on with existing participants in their rosters on buddy shifts, on shadow shifts, them coming and hanging out with me and watching how I interact with participants and stuff like that. And then we will start doing the services with the new intakes, and that will always be a shadow shift with. So it really depends on who they are matching with as well, because I do a matchmaking thing. Everyone calls, oh, you're a madam, Natalie. I'm like, yes, but
I get it. It is a professional matchmaking because we know that people will retain and stay with us if they get the person that they really want and they're relatable to and they would like to go out in the community with. So it is.
You only grow with people who like support you. You only grow with people that are like on your team.
I always think of myself, imagine if I had to have coffee with somebody I didn't like and then I'm paying them.
Sorry.
I always think of that.
So Ben just said in the comments, we actually call these shifts that we do matchmaking with, we call them Fa Mulan shifts. So if you've seen the Disney movie Mulan, and there's the matchmaker, and she goes Fa Mulan, and she matchmakes like the brides to like the husbands and stuff. So that's what we call it, a Fa Mulan shift. And then we have the Dolly Parton shift, which is 9 to 5, but that one was obvious.
So once you send your new staff member to shift, do you get a feedback from the NDIS participant, how they're feeling about how it went?
I always check in pretty much after the shift, or I check in while they're like when the support worker has left, so that way they're not like construed to like fake their answer kind of thing.
Is it check-in in person, on the phone, or email?
It can be, it really depends on the communication type and the disability, but it can be an email or a text message or a phone call, or even like it can even be me, because I'll be on the buddy shift. They haven't met anyone before, only me staying back
and asking the question
and talking to them and asking them, and I'm like, it's okay, it's fine if you don't like them. I go, I want you to be happy. I go, let's go to the next one. I'm sorry the first one didn't work, and they go, this one's much better, Natalie.
You do get vibes off people when you're with them, whether it's going to match. And to be honest, I've been on a shift as a support worker where I wasn't the perfect match for somebody, and it is overcoming the rejection, because you will get rejected, and it's okay to be rejected because there's always another person out there.
And that's how I tell them, like, you're the boss. You're the boss. And they're like, I am? And I'm like, yes, you are. And I'm like, that's really sad that they have to question that.
Yeah, but it's also the money. Like, it's you're exchanging your NDIS money for service. So therefore, if you're exchanging your NDIS money for service, the expectation is you get what you ordered.
Yes, exactly.
So with your team and how it's grown and developed, what have you seen as being like the biggest achievement with your team that you've nurtured and loved and adored? What's the biggest achievement they have had as a team?
We are like one big family.
I saw the photo shoot. It did look that way.
We are really close. We do a lot of team building out of work, and we do just like because we all have similar interests. Because I've unexpectedly made it that way. I think that is my biggest achievement, is having a good team and knowing I have a good team and investing in that good team. I do EAP for them, counseling. I'm like, I want you to be healthy. I go, you are starting to burn out.
Yep.
I need you to take some time off.
Yep. And then, especially in the neurodivergent space, we do burn out quite quickly and quite easily, and we fall hard. We fall really hard, and I get that. So with your mentoring and developing that team, do you have a cap of your team where, like, you don't wish to get any bigger? Because you have grown, like you started with yourself, and you've grown quite big. Are you going to cap it, or are you going to expand it? How do you nurture that moving forward? Because it seems really difficult to have that vibe, like that feeling.
Family feeling. Yes, I have no intention of growing big. I have no intention of being like a super gigantic all over like everything. I would like to stay a little local whore and just just be around and like we have expanded to the Newcastle area, but it's like I don't know if you know my area, Central Coast. It's gigantic. It's a big regional area, so we can go either way. We have a team up there and a team down here, and we swap.
With supports, is it more one-to-one in homes and community? It's no SEALs or independent livers for 24-hour care?
So my philosophy is keep them at home. So I like to keep them at home. I am not interested in SILs at all. Everyone's like, that's the end goal, Natalie. SILs. I'm like, no, it's not. Because if I can keep them at home,
are we telling everyone the big dirty secret is you don't have to be a SIL provider?
Oh my God!
But
yes,
I actually do really well providing care one-to-one in community and at home.
Yeah, in community at home, taking everyone out and just doing the normal everyday thing. In my first year, I managed to have just under 10 staff, all on the highest rate I could possibly give them on casual. And I was making a profit, like, just in community. Like, and
You've touched on it. If you pay people really well, then they turn up to serve.
That's it. They serve, they ate, left no crumbs.
But it's all from one-to-ones. And this is the part that people forget, that you don't need to be big. You don't need to be a big SEAL provider. You need to do what you're doing really well, and that will pay its own dividends.
That's it. Let the birdies leave the nest. Hey, there's a spot open. Bring a little new birdie in.
So with all this, what's one thing you wish you knew before you started Rainbow Support Services? One thing, if you could go back in time, what was one thing that you wish you knew?
How to be better at maths. I'm way too pretty for maths. Like, it's just, but I have a very good accounting team. But yeah.
I think what you really touched on is about having a really good team around you, and how important it is to have people that are on your team and on your side and understand you, so you can get to those next levels and you can go as far as you can. I get you.
I like doing like the whole team situation, because like I don't like doing the whole like main worker kind of thing. I don't know if do you know that? Like some people like my main, what happens if they're sick? You can go to your appointment.
And then you're stuck, because then what happens is, because people do move, they do get sick, they have holidays. I've had some
children do the things. Life be lifing. Bingo cards be wild. Like
And it's really difficult, because if you're stuck to one support worker the whole entire time, it's really hard to move and grow and develop, because you get into a routine, I feel like, and it can be like Groundhog Day, that you seem to be able to miss that part to go to that next level to support somebody. That's how I feel. And that's what I see.
So we rotate the rosters, and we put people on with different people now and then, and they all know each other. One of my participants was telling me today, they're watching me. I just saw them say hi. They told me today that they've had every single support worker at Rainbow Connections, and I was like, oh my God, you have.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a diversity because, like,
Yeah.
you can go fishing with that person, you can go pole dancing with that person, you can, like, you know, there's a whole
Yeah.
different blend of people.
And I take it the people that you provide care to are okay with it, because I know in the past that I've struggled with some people to introduce a new person, that they get quite comfortable with the person that they've got. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
how do you
So
cross that bridge?
so it is. I actually make social stories. Hey, that was hard work. I make social stories for my
Yeah.
participants, and I say, hey, can you just please look at this social story of this person?
Yeah.
And they go, okay. And then we do maybe a phone call,
Yeah.
or maybe we do a video
Yeah.
call, or maybe we meet out in the community.
So you've touched on a very important point that I want to put out there,
Transitioning.
because there seems to, I feel like, oh, I should wait for, if you can, you should always create communication aid social stories. If you can, you should, as a support worker. It's not something that should be left for a professional, because at the end of the day, we know the person that we serve really well, that we can actually create this with, and we don't have to wait. I
I
find,
was like, would you like me to do a social story? They're like, what's that? I was like, something to make it easier, a transitional aid. And they're like,
and that
okay.
from
I'm like, this is not the norm.
did you learn this from group services?
No.
Social stories? Where did you learn? That's where I learned how to make them and create them, and I do them naturally. Yeah.
I always look at the menu before I go to the restaurant. No way. No way. I can't raw dog that. No way. It's just like I can't let someone raw dog a support worker.
Yeah.
Well, ew, that sounded gross. I take that back. But you know what I mean.
Well, do you send, so you're sending out a social story, you've got videos, so there's no surprise. I found when I was supporting people in taking new NDIS participants, one of the things they said to me as the difference of call was, Sarah, do not send me somebody I don't know. I want to know who's coming to the door, because I get scared opening the door to strangers.
Their house. It is their
Yeah.
house. I think if you work in their house, they don't work where you.
Yeah.
It's their house.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't like some random. I don't even like those solar panel people knocking at my door.
I do think that, like, I think that honestly, like, I'm like, oh, how terrifying that is to introduce somebody that's new, a support worker, into my house. And if you have personal care as well, putting that on top of it, how scary, how overwhelming. So any bit that we could do as providers to make sure that we ease that, 100% follow it. I do have a question. Do you have a message for your future self with your business?
Oh, okay. Well, 5 years ago, Natalie had no idea that I'll be doing this. So, future self, Natalie. Future self, Natalie. Stay humble. Remember where you started from and who you're doing it for. So that's pretty much all. I just like to stay humble. It is very, very easy to get very distracted with the money and paying taxes and all that kind of stuff. You got to remember where you started, your principles.
To look back, I'm just so focused on what's happening forward that I forget that how far I have come in my business,
Exactly.
and how important it is to celebrate this. So when is your business birthday? Do you have one?
Yeah, it's on November 22nd, 2022. I have a little picture of me holding a certificate. I think it's one of my first posts on Insta, ever. We always get too busy during our birthday. Yeah, to remember to do a party.
Well, not everyone can own a business. And that's what sometimes I've got to remind myself, oh, not everyone can have a business or will want to own a business. And the business that you're running does serve. So, and to stay humble, 100%. So as we were discussing before, you were talking about that you're happy staying where you are, business-wise, team-wise. And as you're moving forward, you're going to registration?
Yeah, we actually passed our audit in January of this year, and we're just waiting for those magic numbers because I do have a couple RNs that are working for me, and we are going to go do the community nursing because we do some, because right now we're doing plan managed and stuff like that. The participants like my staff, and they like the staff doing their simple wound care and stuff like that, and their personal care. So to be registered under community nursing would be nice because they don't even realize we're doing clinical things. It was just like having fun in our little rainbow scrubs and just chit-chatting. Yeah, like I like to call it like talk therapy, and like, while we're doing something that's like really serious, but like, we'll just sit there and it just seems like having a little chat, and we just write our really clinical notes afterwards, kind of thing. And also I think that's the only one that I have to debut that's different. Everything else we're just staying the same.
When it does come out, you get your special magical paper. Are you going to celebrate it?
We're going to do it in style, baby. You know me.
Where are you going?
No, maybe a drag queen or two. Maybe I'll hire out a hall and let everyone come. And I don't know. I'll think of something because we go extra here at Rainbow Connections. Obviously, have you seen our marketing photos?
It is for the people that you serve. So you find you've got your niche, and that is your niche, and that's what you work with, pretty much. I remember having this discussion with you on the phone about service agreements and how you do things a little bit differently to the stock standard. And I have had chats with other providers in the past because they think that it can be quite clinical and quite professional. Care isn't always that clinical or that type of professional. There is that warmth, that humanity, that empathy. How do you write yours that's very different compared to other people's?
Well, it's really depending on the person's disability. I could do a audio service agreement where I read it out loud, crack a joke in the middle of it, as long as they agree to it and they know that I'm charging this amount of money. Or I can do a video one. Or yeah, what's that? Or we can just do like the easy read ones, or we can do a. I have it super duper simplified, like as simplified as I could possibly do it, and it pass audit kind of thing, because I can't read documents, and so I want to make it as easy as possible and give them that dignity of like, yes, I understand that document, I will sign that document, not just where's the signs bit. I want them to understand it. Sometimes people don't want a service agreement. So I go, okay, let me just type you up just a little one, just saying, that this is the price, and just sign at the bottom, and, the cancellation. That's like literally all a service agreement is.
Yeah. For some people, that's a really hard concept, but I love the fact that you are matching a service agreement to somebody's needs and what the ability to be able to understand what they're signing for, because I feel like we just bamboozle people with all this language and all this chat crap and jargon in between that we forget the bare basics, and that is to be able to present information for somebody to understand. I think kudos to you.
Yeah.
Well done. It shows that you're a really person-centered company.
I actually made it with one of my participants. My service agreement. My participant helped me make it. So he was a forensic accountant back in the day before he had his accident, and needed to be on the end. So I would read, I go, I have this template, and he goes, nup, and you like stroke it out, nup, nup, nup. Make it simple, Natalie. I'm like, okay. He was my mentor through this whole thing. Yes. He printed out, Natalie. Because he didn't want to read it on the screen. He was that old school. But yeah, I appreciate all the advice he gave me, and he's my little, I don't know, he's my number one fan, I guess.
Yeah. So what message would you have for anybody wanting to open an NDIS business like yourself, like the one that you run?
Okay. Make a ethical policy. I think a lot of people don't have many of those. I've only seen like 2 of them. That's mine and another ones, but they're not in the NDIS industry. So like an ethical business policy, yes, I think that's good. What's another one? The NDIS price guidelines and limit. That's a good book. I don't really understand it, but Control F, that comes in handy. Control F, and just really find out what you're, wanting to, like, who you're wanting to serve and like be. As a provider, like, you don't need to be cut from the cloth. Yeah.
Would you recommend people to be niche, or just have you got another word you'd use?
It's really hard to be niche. I am going to say that flat out. It is very, very hard to be niche, especially on the Central Coast, where we are not. Everyone's very closeted. very, very like, subtle. But when they do hear about us, they're like, wow, we've been looking for something like this, and like I'm just gonna kind of thing. But yeah, being niche is extremely hard if you aren't putting the energy into it. So like me, I'll be again burlesque drag shows. I was going to Acon, which is I don't know if you know about Acon. It's like a health service.
I thought you were going to say Akon the singer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lonely. Okay. Ben said, "Do it. Be the difference." Bernie's Hotel. Bernie's Bar. Gay clubs. We go to them a lot. We give them our cards. Put stickers all on the bathroom walls. And just tell them that, like, that there is this business out here for people, and people are looking for an LGBTQ disability company. They're like, why is that important? It's very important. Thank you very much. Very, very important.
Because it's about making sure that people that we serve feel comfortable.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. You don't know how much they've been misgendered or been given hate, or you might as well have someone who is going to be safe. It's going to call you by your name.
Been in the sector for nearly 17 years, and I can see the change, which has been fantastic, because I can see the change in how the language has changed, how everything around me has changed, and it's been so freaking fantastic to see that growth. And I do hope and I do pray that it does continue that way and be that way, because to go backwards, it'd be hell on earth.
Yeah, I actually just saw a service that was doing men's only support workers, and I was like, hell yeah, I love that. Yeah. I have never, that is really niche, but it's needed because, like,
men's health, men's mental health, all sorts of things. What you feel comfortable. Yeah.
Like, all these types of things. Like, there are so many niches that could be filled. Yep. Someone just needs to think a bit differently.
And you don't need to be big to do it. You can work with what you've got and still succeed and be really successful in this sector.
It's my book so often.
Yeah, because you want to do it well.
That's it.
Whatever you do. Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. I was like, well, in this sector, I have a choice. I could either be a Hyundai XL, which I drove, or a Ferrari. And if you're going to pick, you're always going to pick the Ferrari. Always. Why would you pick the XL?
I would.
My XL used to grow mold.
Like the little red things. Yeah, I know. But like a Ferrari, it's just all flex and stuff. Again.
Yeah, but if you had to be like your ultimate support worker, you want to be the very best support worker possible.
You want to be the very best.
One.
It's reliable. That's what Ben was. There you go.
Here we go.
He took the words out of my mouth.
Is that Mulan? Thank you, Mulan.
Thank you, Mulan. That's what LGBT stands for. Let's get down to business. But yeah, Hyundai XL is very reliable. But yes, you want to be the best.
It is not. So this is totally not related. But my Hyundai XL, when I used to drive around roundabouts, used to make this whoosh, whoosh sound because it used to flood the water into the boot. And then every time I go around a roundabout or turn a corner, I'd hear this whoosh, whoosh. It took me like probably 6 months to figure out that my boot was flooded with water because of the mat in between. This is not NDIS related at all, but that's why I have to pick the Ferrari.
That's it. Well, yeah, we have diversity. We have just strong ethics. Like, Rainbow Connections is where it's at. Like, holy hell, like, from the psychosocial to physical disability, it's just a yes. And yes, Tori, we do love a shitbox car.
So have we got any questions from the audience? You seem to have all these players in play. I can see all these people. Has anyone got any questions for me or Nat? My shitbox.
Yes.
I really didn't pick my car audience well tonight, didn't I?
I am not going to get you a company car, Indo. I think it's just honestly just my staff just pulling my leg at this point in time.
Yep.
That's it. You don't look old enough to be in the NDIS industry for 17 years, hun.
It's the filter on the ring light. I will be honest with you, it helps.
Take it. Take the compliment.
We'll take the compliment. Yeah, I started at 19. So
that helps a bit too, starting very, very young. I think I was in my early 20s.
There's so many things that I wish that I knew back then that I know now. Like, I think I would be a different support worker, but I suppose I really did, as a support worker, needed those challenges and being put in situations that weren't so great to become the person that I am today. And how
Yes.
Yep.
Understanding like policies and procedures and protocols and restrictive practices and then the law and then human rights and then juggling it all in one to make the person be dignified and making the choice.
It's so funny you mentioned that. It was only the other day that I was talking to somebody about restrictive practice. That only came in probably like 12 years ago. What happened before that? And the things that happened and occurred before that and how it has changed. Yes, things are a bit more difficult to do, but they're difficult because it needs to be difficult. Restrictive practice has to be difficult because not everyone could do it, not everyone should do it, and it should be done safely.
And everyone's definitions of restrictive practices are very different, I've noticed. Yes.
It is. I feel like
okay, so this woman is on contraception, and she doesn't have the capacity to consent. This is a restrictive practice. Has this been,
you're right,
done by her behavior practitioner? And they're like, what do you mean? She's just like on the marina. And I was like, do you not see what I'm seeing?
Yeah. Where was the choice?
Where was the choice? But I do understand there are some like instances, like things that come into play and stuff like that. But again, at the end of the day, it should be done rightly through the paperwork and stuff like that.
All right. Well, I don't have any more questions for tonight, unless you have any, Nat.
What should I do for my NDIS party? Like my registration party?
Oh, you should have a party. 100%.
Yeah. What should I do?
I think.
And what should I do?
I think should be in a hall somewhere. It should be in bright colours, and I want to see more photos because I really thoroughly enjoyed the photos the other week, the shoot that you had with your team. They were really beautiful photos and they were fantastic to watch, and it really did put that emphasis of how team is really important to you. Definitely do something like that again. Love that content.
Yes, once a year we have that. Oh, did I tell you what I do for my performance reviews?
Sorry?
My performance reviews for my staff.
No.
I book out a tattoo studio for one day.
Yes.
Everyone picks out a flash. So while they're on the tattoo chair, getting their little flash done, I give them the performance review.
So what if I didn't want a tattoo? Is it okay?
If you didn't want a tattoo,
yeah,
go out for lunch. That's fine. But my lot, I tell you, they are tatted up. I've seen Squishmallows, Pokemons. Like there is everything. I don't think they're not gonna say no to a free tattoo. But a Mardi Gras float. Yes, we are going to be in Mardi Gras maybe next year.
Yeah.
You will see us again. Me and Ben have been there for the last 2 years, but like an exclusive Rainbow Connections one would be the dream. That's like I don't know, other people have weird dreams. Like my first goal in this business, get a bus with a lift, take person out. Did it, check, got it, onto the bus. She's plain, I didn't put any logos on it. I kept everyone's privacy like that. Windows illegally tinted, privacy again. Yes. So that was my first goal. I've done it.
Yeah.
Second goal, expand to Newcastle. Done it. Then third, Mardi Gras float.
So how do you get to a Mardi Gras float? I'm not from Sydney. Like, how does it work? Do you have to like submit something by email? Do you have to have photos? Do you just have to know the right people? How do you get a float?
That's it. You never ask gays how they know each other. Unless you want a really, really good story. But actually, one of our participants is actually, I'm very proud of them, is the organizer of the Mardi Gras float. So, yeah, he will be hooking a girl up.
I can't wait. You have to make sure that you put that content up where you show the creation of the float, and on D-Day where it's going down. Yep, got to show that.
That's it. So I told my staff, I want you either working or I want
Yep.
you in the float next year. No
Yep.
excuses.
You've got really beautiful, big energy, and I love it. And I love the fact that you're doing something that's completely different and it's niche and it's not, it just hasn't been done. So you're pretty much breaking ice for other people to follow in your footsteps, which is really cool.
And no one is this loud and proud in my area. There are other rainbow companies that are there, but in my area, no one's as like in your face. Like I refuse to water myself down to be drinkable, kind of thing. Haven't had any hate. That's been really bad. So that's pretty good. I just had some people take my work email and sign it up for some awful like anti-homophobic, transphobic subscriptions, but that's about it.
I hadn't, to be honest, like I did once and I just deleted it. It's really easy.
I just unsubscribed. Thank you very much. Just don't be angry about it. Always be the bigger person.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I've got for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure. And I can't wait to see what more mischief you and I can get up to in the future.
We are going to shake the earth. I love it. But, us NDIS brats can't be tamed.
I'm a brat.
That's okay. I'm a dog. It's fine. All right. Bye, my little rainbows that have watched. I love you all. Okay. This is part of your performance review.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely night.
Bye, Sarah.